Well, good Friday morning, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us today. At 6 o'clock, I'm Gene Levanchi.
I'm Elizabeth Hopkins. The heat was on yesterday, and for some of us, it's going to be a repeat.
Some people put on the AC.
Did you do it?
It was hot.
Mr. Put on a sweater? Put on the AC? This early?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So we were able to like skip the AC, skip the heat. I feel like there's 2 days a year where you can do that. It's like it never works out.
It's just tough to sleep when
right.
it's so hot.
No,
so
you're
like,
right. You're
100%
right.
Deal
Yeah.
with it later.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Well, you might have it on again today for a little while.
I'm guessing we will.
Well, this afternoon. So right now we've got temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Good thing about these kind of temperatures is if you have the heat or the AC on, just turn it off and open the windows. This is the perfect chance to get a little fresh air in the house before things start to warm up today. Notice that our winds will change as the day goes on, and as those winds are drawn in off the water, it's going to cause a cool down in temperatures at the coastline. So in Boston, it's kind of a tricky day, and I do hope that you're paying close attention to this forecast because we're going for lower 80s late this morning. At 11 a.m., that 81 degrees would tie the record high for today. Thing is, it doesn't stay as hot in the afternoon as it was yesterday. Temperatures drop dramatically back into the 60s later this afternoon if you're anywhere near the water or in easternmost Massachusetts versus somewhere like Worcester where we're off to record highs again, and we just sit in those mid to upper 80s this afternoon, and it stays really hot. So we're going to have to talk about the cutoff to some of those cooler beach 60s, the 70s between about 95 and 495, and 495 westward is where we're just going like full on heat again today with 80s and even 90s in some areas. Here's Kath Art for us today. It really is. I mean, we are looking at another shot of meeting and beating record highs. The records are actually lower today, and I think it's going to be easy to break a lot of these. Even Boston, it looks like by late morning, we're probably going to tie that record of 81 degrees before the temperature drop starts. I do want to walk you through it hour by hour, and you have to pay attention because it's going to be super different depending on where you are. Now, at 8 o'clock this morning, we've got a ton of 60s and a few 70s that will be on the map. Notice by 10 a.m., we've got that 81 degrees, that record high in Boston. It's 76 in Worcester. We're definitely feeling like summer by 10 o'clock this morning. But after that, the winds begin to push in off the water, cooling down our coastline. So you actually see temperatures dropping in easternmost Massachusetts, but continuing to rise inland. So we're going to be well into the 80s in central Mass down to Providence. We've got some 70s Bedford down to Norwood and 60s at those local beaches during the afternoon. Even the evening commute, it looks pretty hot for some of our inland towns and cities. From central to western Mass, we've got about 90 degrees in Hartford, Connecticut at 5 p.m., but we've got temperatures about 30 degrees colder at the coastline of Massachusetts. So it's just going to be a wild day. Although it starts warm, it definitely gets cooler as the day goes in the Boston area. By 8 o'clock tonight, if you have some Friday night plans, I want you to go ahead and dress for 50s and 60s. So this afternoon, I think good rule of thumb is going to be dressing for the 80s, if not the 90s, if you're in central or western Massachusetts. Metro West, let's plan on 70s this afternoon, and at the beaches, probably some 60s. So we have an early alert looking ahead to Marathon Monday. You could see over the weekend, we've got a couple spotty showers Saturday night into Sunday morning. It's neither of those days are washouts, but we certainly have cooler temperatures and a lot more clouds around over the weekend. Marathon Monday, I've got an alert because even if it's just a little bit of rain, it's going to have a big impact on the runners and the spectators. Right now, Monday morning is shaping up dry, and we have our front with that best chance for rain coming in during the afternoon. Things can speed up, things can slow down. You need to be checking back throughout the weekend. So we've got that alert to make sure everyone's aware.